Hello, hello, my friends. I think that should work a little bit better. Hello, hello, my friends. Thank you so much for hopping on live to join me for our Monday live streams at 10 a.m. My name is LaShonda Brown, and welcome to Bootstrap Biz Advice. My passion is helping service providers to work less and live more by leveraging tech and YouTube. Last week, I had some time off to go participate in the Flowdesk Partner Retreat, and I am back. So thank you so much to all of you who are watching live. If you have an opportunity to engage with me in the comments, I would love for you to hop over and do that. So if you are watching live on YouTube, I'm actually able to pop up your comments on the screen so that we can see what you have to say. So feel free to do that. And I have some things to share with you today about how to start thinking about the second half of the year. So something that's really interesting about how things are structured in my business is my husband and I have essentially two companies now. Bootstrap Biz Advice is its own LLC, and our video production company is its own entity. And so now we're at a point in the year where we've hit the halfway point, and it's a great opportunity to look back and say, how did things go in the previous 6 months, and what is the game plan for moving forward? So I want to share like some resources with you that will help you to start critically looking at your business and maybe even looking at your personal life and deciding what are those goals that you would like to accomplish in the next 3 to 6 months. You know how quickly the past 3 to 6 months went past. And so now is a good opportunity for you to take a step back and say, okay, what is realistic? What is within my bandwidth? What is something that would help propel my business forward, but also not sacrifice the things in my business that are, super important to me at this point in life? So I hope that this live stream is useful to you. I would encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you are looking for business advice that will help you to grow your business without breaking the bank. I like to share about things that are working in my business, things that I'm testing out and trying. And I would encourage you to learn from me. So let me go ahead and hop over to the comments and see who is here. Hello, hello, Ellen. It is good to see you. Love the updated photo there. And hello, Darlene, to you as well. So my friends, there are so many different printed resources that you can use to help you to evaluate things in your business. And two other resources that I just want to give a little call out to. These power sheets I've been using for years. This is the 2024 edition of the power sheets that were created by Cultivate What Matters. And so essentially the way that this is set up is to really look at goal planning from an intentional standpoint, to not just look at what's happening in my business, but also to think about what are some of the other areas of life. Now, I will do my best to try to show you the little quadrants that they have available. They are community, family, finances, health and wellness, work and learning, spiritual growth, plus personal growth, home and spaces, and then there's kind of like a wild card thing. So these are the 8 categories that they express in the power sheets. You can utilize those 8 categories or you can create those of your own. What I have realized is that your personal life will impact your business life significantly. And so as you are thinking about what are some of the things that you want to do in your business, you want to also be very clear about how the business supports your personal life. And so thinking about it in this way is a fantastic way to make sure that you stay on track with that. Now, at the end of every month, they do a monthly reset and a monthly reflection. So you can express gratitude for things that are going well. What are some of the good things, goals that are growing well, what's not working, what you're reading or listening to, and what are some of your favorite memories. So this is something that you can do on a monthly basis, but you can also revisit it after every single quarter. So one thing that I have found to be super helpful in my business is the tricks that help me to see where I should be focusing my attention. And so on my cell phone, I think I've talked to you guys about this before. One of the things that I do is I actually take screenshots at the beginning of each month. Now, there are so many different apps that you can use to track your social metrics, but I like having it just in an album on my cell phone so that I can quickly refer back to it and say, okay, I have been putting emphasis into Instagram or putting emphasis into LinkedIn. Am I seeing growth? Am I seeing the needle be moved in that area? Or am I looking at it and saying, okay, this doesn't seem to be clicking for me? Sometimes when we use so many different softwares to track what we're doing in our business, that things are a little bit disconnected, it's hard to stay on top of things. And so what I tend to do on the first of the month is I go through and I take those screenshots and I add them to just an album on my phone that just says Social Stats 2024. And so what I'm able to see is, on, January 1st, what were the number of followers that I had on LinkedIn? I can keep going and say, what were the number of subscribers I had on the YouTube channel? How many email list subscribers did I have? How many followers did I have on Instagram? And so those are kind of the main metrics that I'm testing. I even threw in my LinkedIn newsletter. And so I will tell you that when it comes to running an online business, one of the things that we need to take into consideration is social media or content marketing is a very powerful way for us to get our name out there. But are we constantly evaluating what's working and what's not? And so what I think is super helpful is to kind of do some challenges throughout the year to really start to discern, okay, how helpful is Instagram? How helpful is LinkedIn? How helpful is YouTube, for instance? And just having like a very clear focus about where you're going to invest your energy. So one of the things that I will be experimenting with in Q3 is what is the power of LinkedIn in comparison to Instagram? If I throttle off Instagram and redivert that attention into creating content, vertical content for YouTube and creating content for LinkedIn, what happens at that point? I think a lot of times we find ourselves in a position where we feel like we need to do all the things all at once. And you can actually spread those things out to try to help you to discern not just what do you enjoy, but what's actually helping your business and where's the best place for you to use your time. Now, Ellen said this is a superb idea to keep track of all the metrics. Yes. Now, this will just help you to quickly gather those numbers. And there's a ton of different ways that you can actually track them long term if you want to create graphs. One of the things that just rolled out with Engie, which is a marketing management software that I partner with, is KPIs just became built into the software. And so I think it's important to have short-term ways that you can track things in your business, but also long-term so that you can get a overall picture of how things are moving in your business. So if you need the numbers quickly, screenshots is a great way to do it. You can just save it in an album on your phone, and then later you can plug in that data into the social media platforms that you're utilizing. So, like I said, I really enjoy thinking about how do I feel about how things are going in my business, but also what are some of the tasks that I want to complete? Now, I happen to create a master spreadsheet, and I think I have the ability to screen share that with you and kind of show you a few categories. If you give me just a second, I will go ahead and bring that up. Oh, hi, Lori. It's good to see you. Thank you so much. Yes, Portugal was awesome. Flowdesk did a phenomenal job bringing us together. There were 10 different creators that were involved in that. And so we were able to network with each other, but also talk with the Flowdesk team about some projects they have upcoming. So you guys stay tuned. There are a ton of rollouts coming that will really help you in your business. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull this up in Excel. it's good to see you, Lex. Hope you've been doing well. I've been loving keeping up with your newsletters. So thank you so much for being here live. All right, here. So I will pull this up on my end and kind of talk you through the categories. Oh, I also should mention, my friends, that my husband will be popping up to talk you guys through a strategy that we have upcoming for him. He should be here in a few minutes to share more of what he's going to be working on behind the scenes. And we are going to try to do this crossover attempt between our brands to test things out with his brand and also report back on Bootstrap Biz Advice. So he'll be joining us shortly. So we will have our special guest today as well. But I want to reference this really quick. And I will grab it from here. All right, perfect. And we will screen share. Would love at point to see some screenshots let's see here. Would love at some point to see your screenshots just to determine which ones we should be screenshotting. I'm looking at YouTube and YouTube Studio, and I'm not sure it makes the most sense. Perfect question, Ellen. So in regards to what I screenshot, there is a landing page when you go into the YouTube Studio on your phone. If you go into YouTube Studio on your phone, it's going to pull up, and I can go ahead and let's see here. It will say at the very top, the name of your channel, the number of subscribers, and then it's going to give your stats for the last 28 days. It's going to show your views, your subscribers, your watch time, and your estimated revenue if you have a monetized account. So I think that is a fantastic benchmark to show how your channel is performing. Are you getting the views? Are you retaining people in terms of watch time? Are your subscribers going up? And how is your estimated revenue? And so what will happen, whether you are looking at YouTube on your YouTube Studio on your phone or on your computer, it's going to give you that last 28 days, and it's going to show you with arrows, are things growing? Are things staying about the same? Or are things going down? And so in my opinion, that's a great place to look for a pulse check to see, okay, how are things going with my channel? What's the overall health and what areas need work? So YouTube Studio is going to help you to diagnose what are the areas that you need to work on. And so that's the screenshot that I typically take on a monthly basis. I go in and say, okay, what needs some love? Is it my watch time? Is it my views? Is it my subs? And that helps to dictate what I do in the month to come. So that's the screenshot that I do. I have the YouTube Studio app on my phone, and I think that's the most helpful way to do it. You can also go into YouTube Studio and it will show you the performance of your last few videos, and you can see what's trending, what's not, and then determine what you need to double down on at that point. So hopefully that helps. So what I want to show you is something that I created in my, this is just a regular spreadsheet, and I think this will also help you to determine things in your business as well. Okay, let me go ahead and share this. Just trying to find a blank one to kind of give you guys an indication of what I'm doing here. Oh, awesome. You are so welcome. Okay. I have so many windows open, my friends. Anybody do that on Monday morning where you're like, I got windows on my windows on my windows? All right, there we go. You guys should be able to see that at this point. Yes. Okay. So one of the things that I like to do in my spreadsheets is I like to look at the business in multiple different angles. Okay. And so this can kind of help indicate what you need to double down on, what needs more love, what you can kind of leave out. Okay. So in this particular spreadsheet, I have my income streams, and I look at them, across the board from January to December, and I add those up. Now, in this case, I sectioned out affiliates, but you can do whatever makes the most sense in your business. Having that year at a glance view to figure out, okay, how's your operating income? How's royalties? Royalties for me is what affiliates are. What's your tip income if you're doing buy me a coffee? And then you're able to see, income stream by income stream, where should you be investing your effort? Now, I like to do it in this way simply because I think sometimes in our business, we get to a point where we're like, okay, this feels like it's super helpful in my business. But when I look at it in comparison, when I start to think about how much energy am I investing into a specific income stream and what is the outcome? Is that ROI worth it, right? Am I investing effort into something that's taking a whole lot of time and energy and isn't quite resulting in what I would be hoping for to get? And so I started to look at, January through June and to say, okay, of the different things that I am doing in my business, what is actually helping to lead to more opportunities? When I start to look at things, say for instance, speaking. If I were to speaking in person would obviously result in, money potentially in that moment, just delivering what I have to share and being paid to do that. But there's also other opportunities that aren't so obvious. Is it an opportunity to grow my list? Is it an opportunity to book more collaborations? Is it an opportunity to funnel people into additional offers? A great example in my case was when I spoke at a conference, and as I shared about my business, when I got off stage, people said, "Oh my gosh, you're utilizing YouTube in your business. You're sharing with me so many different ways that it's helpful to you. Can I meet with you one-on-one?" And so that speaking opportunity itself may not have been, the most profitable thing to do baseline, but because I was able to share about my newsletter and share about my offers, then all of a sudden it became worth it. And so I think what's super important in your business is for you to take a step back and say, okay, let me start to map out, how are people coming into my business? How are people learning about what I have to offer? And how can I refine that along the way? With my website, one of the things that I noticed was how I laid out my website also helped contribute to the number of inquiries I got and the number of opportunities I got. And so halfway through in the year is also a great opportunity for you to give your website some love. And so if we go and take a look at how I transition things on my website, we can go ahead and share this particular tab here. And I can show you the difference. As you start to look at my homepage, you can see how little by little, month by month, I made tweaks along the way that actually helped to solidify what I was trying to do in my business. So now above the fold, you see 2 ways to grow my email list, because I was able to look back and directly correlate. As I grew my list, I was able to grow my income, and that was the most important thing. That started to impact how my YouTube videos were set up. It changed how I shared on LinkedIn. It changed how I collaborated with other brands and popped into memberships. And so now it's very obvious what I want people to do. Join the Bootstrap Club, which is my email list, or sign up for a free YouTube workshop. These 2 areas have really contributed to growing my business. And so I was able to shave off some other things by going back to those metrics and trying to see what was actually moving the needle. Now, if you go to the free workshops page, I also changed the way that this appeared. Before, I had to have people individually sign up for all these different workshops. And I realized, no, it's actually better if I were to get their name and email and then give them all of the replays at one time. So sometimes what we need to do in the middle of the year is to start thinking about, how can I remove some of the friction? How can I start taking away some of those things that people get caught up in that keeps them from taking action? And so I think by simplifying this page, shortening this page, it made it way more obvious for people to see what it is that I wanted them to do. Similar situation happened with my tools page. I simplified that as well, making it easier for people to see what are those offers, what are the promo codes, and directing traffic from there. Your website is that place where people can go and get clarity about who you are and what you're offering. And so as you go through your website, if you are feeling like, hey, this particular offer of mine is the best return on investment for people who invest in me, but people aren't taking action, revisit the designs of those pages, revisit your calls to action and say, okay, is there a way that I can make this simpler? Is there a way that I can shorten the amount of time it takes for people to learn about who I am and then take action? So our special guest is here. So
I don't have to be here. I don't.
Oh, he's here. He's here. So come on up to the stage, hon. Oh no, you're good. All right, I am going to share the stage.
What if I'm over here? Is this good?
I think maybe if you lower down a little bit.
Is this good?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our special guest, my husband, Josh. I want to talk about don't move too much, one of the strategies that we were thinking about for the second half of the year in regards to his YouTube channel. So I will let him kick off that conversation and then we'll go from there.
Okay, kick off. That's more aggressive than I had planned for. So the plan is to do something somewhat similar to what LaShonda's doing and do YouTube about YouTube. So, but more the aspects I do. So, I am looking to do something that is relatively high dollar with an audience. So, and then and something I don't know. So the issue becomes, what am I doing? How will I be set apart? So the solution is, I'm going to work in my particular industry. So that's sort of video production, and it's turning into whatever this is, sort of the at home, what would you call it? Like, content creation, homesteading.
Yeah, creating, like having a home studio and creating content.
Yeah, that's the genre, content creation, homesteading. Absolutely. Okay. But I can't compete on like information alone. There's a lot of people in that, and am I really the most knowledgeable? I don't know. So a lot of it's going to do with flavor. Creating a certain format and a certain style that I'm not seeing a lot. I sent you a couple thumbnails for reference that kind of sum up the flavoring. Nor can I compete, I think, would it be wise to compete on just generalized entertainment as well? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to compete strictly on information, because that's a big pull, nor do I want to compete strictly on entertainment. But going the infotainment route already makes me stick out, because there's not a lot of, there's surprisingly few like channels with any kind of comedic tone in this space. I don't know why, but that's the case. So, and what I do is deals with something kind of relatively high dollar. So there is a way to monetize that. There is a route there. So the joke is like, oh, I'm going to become a home battery infotainer, because it's a lot of people who want their home batteries and they're very high dollar or whatnot and stuff. So I think that should work out pretty well. So that's the plan. It's kind of an expansion of what LaShonda's doing. And
Yeah, so basically in a nutshell, the thought process is, we spent half of this year and honestly like years prior to this talking about not just running your business, but also me sharing more of the behind the scenes about how I run Bootstrap Biz Advice. Well, there's a huge component to Bootstrap Biz Advice where we are utilizing my video production company to try to help produce high quality content, but showing you all the tools we're using, the equipment we're using, how we're setting things up. That's something that's never lived on the internet anywhere. And so this will provide us with opportunities to kind of collaborate and like cross pollinate, if you will. And so I think what's really interesting with YouTube is YouTube gives you the opportunity to really settle on a specific topic, but then create secondary channels as well. So you'll see a lot of popular YouTubers will have like an infotainment YouTube channel, but then also have a vlog channel. And so because that topic is a similar audience, but a different style, it makes more sense to separate things out.
yeah, I would guess in the end probably be a fairly different audience than yours. We'll see, but we can definitely use all like the same a lot of the same workflows, and certainly the same production engines that we've built.
And I think a really practical example would be, say for instance, one of the things that we're testing out is, does it make sense to revive an old channel or to start a new channel from
Yep.
scratch? And so we've got theories that we're going to test, within our household, and then be able to report back that information to the Bootstrap community to say, hey, here is an A/B test of a revived channel and a brand new channel with the same content. How did they perform?
Yeah, I have an old channel that was in a similar vein. It's not incompatible with this stuff. It had been abandoned after maybe a year or so. So we'll A/B test releasing this content on that channel, but also starting a new channel, see how they perform. Because I think a lot of people are probably in that situation.
Oh, for sure. And I think also, what's really helpful when it comes to software is to be able to show you guys some case studies. So one of the things that we'll be utilizing for his channel is TubeBuddy. And so, we can do content like, optimizing your first video with TubeBuddy and utilize his channel as the example that we're going to be sharing versus having to come up with things theoretically. And so I think what's going to be really cool is to
So this will be a real channel.
which will be a real channel. Your channel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh man, I need to actually do this then.
You've
Golly.
got content. You've
I
got
gotta,
content.
I gotta get to work.
Oh my goodness. Well, we just wanted to share that with you guys because I think it's going to add a new dynamic to the content. We'll be able to share some of that behind the scenes of what would it look like, to start a new channel from scratch. What would I do differently, now knowing what I know from sharing information with you guys that I've learned along the way, but then also, passing that along to Josh and vice versa. What are we seeing with equipment? What are we seeing with editing? And so I think this is going to add a really fun dynamic to what I teach, what I coach, and what I share. And so that's something that after taking some time to reflect, we thought, wow, this could be a nice addition to what we do at Bootstrap Biz Advice. So I think what's super important to consider as you are looking at the year ahead, like there could be some amazing things that you have on your list of things that were accomplished in the first half of the year. And you don't have to feel the pressure to continue to one up yourself, but how can you continue to make steps month by month that's going to push your business forward and to create a system that you can constantly go back to and continue to grow without feeling, pressure along the way. So I think that the number one thing that I've learned so far in 2024 is the power of community. I would encourage you guys to get plugged in. I know that Lex did a great post on LinkedIn about a lot of different communities that are available to help support folks. Obviously, Bootstrap Creators would be mine, but there are so many others depending on what you want to focus on. That would be super helpful. But I just want to encourage you guys with this. We want to share more about what these conversations look like, what we're willing to test, but having that mindset of experimentation is a great way to get things started in your business. To not feel like everything has to be awesome right out the gate. Do it, test it, refine it, and come back again. I think collaborating more in 2024, that was my word, collaboration or community, has been super helpful for my audience on YouTube, but also my audience in my membership. And so that was a great call. I'm going to double down and continue doing that. I think I want to have more opportunities for my members to network with each other and to be able to share findings. So that's something I want to add. And I think I want to ramp back on the amount of memberships I pop into so that I can pour more energy into my own. So that's kind of where we're at. We just wanted to do like a really quick State of the Union, what we're planning on doing, share some resources that are super helpful for us. If you haven't read the book 12-Week Year, that is also a great resource. And my friend Lucy created this particular planner, My 12-Week Goals, that is based on that framework. And so if you want something that's more of a, pen and paper, your weekly plan, your daily reflections, that's a great resource as well. And I will link that in the comments. So hopefully that was helpful. I can see Paula said, thank you for this. Lex said, I want to know the answer to that. So we'll definitely let you know. I think your first video, you wanted to go up, this week or next week?
There's a product. There's a new product that I'm reviewing. So we decided to just probably launch with that since it's time sensitive and then release the backlog after that. So.
And that's another tip for those of you who are interested in launching a YouTube channel. Having content in the backlog when you launch is going to give yourself a good head start so that you're not starting from zero. So you probably have I would say like 2 or 3 videos already done?
Yeah, I sent you 2 thumbnails that kind of show the brand and the kind of the vibe I'm looking of that we're going for. But yep, product launch, it seems as good a time as any. So there was a certain point of like wanting to have some backlog, but then a certain point of just
got to do it.
Yeah, I just need to get it going. So
sounds like a plan. So hopefully this inspires you guys to try some new things in your business, to also be willing to let things go that you feel like aren't performing as well as you'd hoped. I will say that pairing up with like-minded businesses as well for your launches might be a fantastic strategy moving forward to help you to reach a new audience. So just think about ways that you can collaborate. Think about ways that you can reach out to others in a similar industry so that you can leverage their following to help you to reach new folks. But I think for today, that's going to be it. I want to double check here. Let's see here. Darlene says you make smart and strategic moves. Oh, thank you so much. And Ellen had one more quick question. How do you get viewers to the free workshop page so they sign up with their email? So I have linked this in my bio on Instagram. I also have some content that links to this, and it is featured on the website. So I found that when I refer traffic based on a podcast or speaking in person, people tend to like the free workshop page as their freebie. And so, yeah, that's how I get people there. And then it grows my list. So I hope this was helpful, you all. I look forward to seeing you on the internet. Thank you so much, hon, for hopping on and sharing with the community what you have planned.
Thank you for your patience. I'm working on my yapology degree, and so I appreciate y'all.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Alan has one more thing. I was invited to make a video. I was invited to make a video that another person in my space wanted to make for a montage. It was uploaded a few days ago and I've already gone up in 30 subs. Yes, collabs are a fantastic way to grow your YouTube channel. So I love hearing that, Ellie, and congrats to you. All right, my friends. Well, I hope you have a wonderful week. I will be in your inbox. But like we say on the channel, until next time, ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta for now.